What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? Let's look at this on the Bybit chart. I don't know why we're on the Coinbase chart. I refreshed it. Maybe it was on the Coinbase one when I first pulled it up. Here we are. Here we are at about 13 cents today. We had a high of about 13.6 cents. Man, Cookie DAO is just providing so many opportunities to trade, you guys. It's ridiculous. I got to remember this on the next area that we kind of like top off at, right? If we're at 13 cents right now, I got to remember this when we're at like 18 to 20 cents or 24 to 25 cents. That cookie, it's very volatile. It is absolutely, I mean, man, this has been a very tradable thing. Imagine if you sold at like 13 and a half cents this time. Well, you could have bought back at 11 and a half cents and then sold at 13 and a half cents again, and then bought back at like 11 and a half cents, just above there, maybe just below 12 cents. That's not crazy stuff, but let's just see what that is, just for reference sake, right? 13 and a half, maybe you sell at like 13.6. You buy back at like 12 and a half exact, or 11 and a half exactly. That's a 15% difference. That's nice gains, right? It's nice deficits to avoid and then to add back in. And then let's say you don't do it perfectly, but you sell right back again at like 13 and a half, maybe even just below there. You buy back at 12 cents or just below there. That's a 10% difference. Like you're doing good. You're setting yourself up. I mean, that's two opportunities at least over the last 4 days, 5 days. Very tradable opportunities in this range. And I suppose looking back, it's rather obvious that we would be volatile here, be neutral. We did the same thing back here. We literally did the exact, look at this, right? From a point of resistance on a closing period, we found resistance right there twice. From a point of resistance on a closing period on the lows here, we found, I guess we went a little bit lower than that, didn't we? On the wicks here, maybe. So we found support there on a closing period, but we did wick a little bit lower than that, didn't we? So, but still, tomato, potato, whatever. It's fine. We're consolidating now. Yesterday being a red day is actually a blessing in disguise. It was a bearish engulfing candle, but here's the deal. Bearish engulfing candles, they're bearish signals. But if you get a bearish engulfing candle and you don't continue with it, you don't follow through, that bearish signal goes away. It's a fart in the wind. Now it's just more volatility is what that is, right? And that is a bearish signal. Maru Bazoo to the downside, but it's a fart in the wind. At least at this point, 9 hours 6 minutes left. If we close here or higher, it's a fart in the wind. If we do come down today and we close red, well, that wind just got a little bit more gusty, I guess. And we probably, if we were to close today red, I think that we would move down to about 11 cents, probably just below 11 cents. We can find support there. That's fine. But all in all, Cookie DAO, I think you're on your way to higher prices. I do believe that, being here at about 13 cents, just below 13 cents, you're on your way to prices that are just above this 382. It's absurdly common when interacting with the 382 to go just above it, and then pull back to your 236. You know what I mean? I will say that consolidating around the 236 like this, it's not common. It's not common. But it's been happening a lot lately in crypto, and I've seen a few coins that do this, that rip up to their 0.5s or their golden ratios, right? Something in this area. So as much as I think that 24 cents to 20 cents is a possibility, I suppose we should even consider a 32 to 40 cent price. You never know, man. You never know, right? This thing, if you think that this is the breakout move, it's not. We've been suppressed. We dropped, look at this thing, right? From a high to a low, Cookie dropped 91% overall. It has not had its breakout move. I'm not financialized, not a financial advisor. 17% day. Nope, that's not it. Look at what we did last time. Look at what we did last time. We had a 49% day. This day here, how much was that? From a low to a high, you went up 139%. You got days here that are up 48%, bigger days. We have not had our breakout move yet. This is figuring it out. This is, people buying up the supply, right? And just eating it up as much as we can. Once the supply shock happens, the demand shock comes in, boom, we will rip. We are going to rip. It won't surprise me. It would not surprise me. We got how many days left in this month? We got like 2 days, 10 hours left. 2 days, 9 hours, 4 minutes left. It wouldn't surprise me at all if by the end of this month we were already up at 25 cents or higher. It could happen. It really could. How much would that be? I mean, from an open to a close perspective, that's like an 80% pump. And I'm not saying that we have to close there. We could just hit there and then come back down, and then close there, whatever. We could have a big wick like we have on some of these candles here. But I'm just saying it wouldn't. I don't think we've seen our breakout move yet, right? Like these days are cute. We got bigger days ahead. And how do we know that? Well, we've gotten overbought. We've gotten out of the overbought zone, and now we're finding support on the 60. This sets you up for a very, very bullish circumstances, my friends. Let's look back and see the only time in this thing's history that we've done something like this. We didn't bounce off the 60 here, but we bounced off this area nonetheless. I would assume that this, even though it was a lower reading, I would assume this is still a very powerful move. Let's see. And the point's kind of moot to some degree because we already had our breakout moves here, but here we are, overbought, pulling back, bouncing out of the overbought zone into the overbought zone again. Look at that move, 31% in a day. This day here is 12%, whatever, 14%, whatever. But overall, in the course of literally a week, you moved up 168%. So when I tell you that, we could move up, how much was that? That was 31% in a day. Maybe we could move up, tomorrow by the end of this month, we could move up to 18 cents or beyond. We really could. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if we're up here around 18 to 20 cents by the end of the month. And we could continue past that, right? We saw over 100% growth in a week. We could continue past that. Maybe we run all the way up to the golden ratio. I'm not saying this is what happens. I'm just saying, if you're entertained with this, just wait. We haven't seen anything yet. We've only just gotten into the overbought zone. We're getting our first bounce outside the overbought zone in an area that we bounced from before. Bouncing off the 60 is a very bullish setup. And when we get into that overbought zone again, I'm assuming we see a stronger read. Relative strength index. That's what this indicator is called, the relative strength index. If we get a stronger read relative to our last read, my assumption is we might see a stronger move. That's it. And what's the last move that we had? Is it this whole thing? Well, you could extrapolate. You could connect the dots and say that. I'm going to say stronger than this move. Okay, stronger. We're going to see a move that's stronger than 65% from this low. So our next move, right there, boom, at least 20 cents, right? That lines up with what we're saying anyway. So that's good. 20 cents, 24 cents, if not maybe 32, 39 cents, something like that could happen. Not just over the days to come, but probably over the weeks to come, over the next week, 2 weeks, something like that. Inevitably, we're going much higher. Inevitably, Cookie DAO, I think that we are going much higher. We'll see prices at $1.65. That's the minimum expectation, right? Whenever it comes time to seeing new all-time highs, high to low, your first fib extension that we have is the 1272. That's a $1.65. That's your minimum target. That's a 12x, 12.6x from the current price. You take whatever amount of money you have, you press times 12.6. That's the minimum expectation. Can we go all the way up to the golden ratio? Yeah, sure. We could see a 30x. It could happen. You guys think because we've had such a tame bull market so far that calling for a 30x in 2 months is impossible. It's laughable. But you've never been part of crypto. You've never seen a crypto bull market if you think that that's crazy, right? Especially on a coin. And just because it's not crazy doesn't mean that it has to happen. It doesn't have to happen. I'm just saying it's a possibility to at least acknowledge. $58 million? This kind of low market cap with that kind of volume when we're being boring, you're telling me that this thing can't make a 30x move in 2 months' time? I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with various coins this cycle already, meme coins and non-meme coins. I've seen it happen. And I've seen it happen more than just this cycle. This is my third bull cycle, okay? I've seen Dogecoin at a $900 million market cap do a 10x in a 24-hour period. Don't tell me that we can't see a 30x in a 2-month period with a coin that's dramatically lower in market cap valuation. Does that make sense? Am I making sense to you guys? I'm not saying it happens. I just accept it as a possibility. Would I bet anybody that we see $3.90 by the end of June, if not early July? No, I wouldn't take that bet. Absolutely not. I don't personally think we get here, but I accept it as a possibility, and I'll be holding on to a bag just in case we do. Do I think we get to the 1414 and above there? Yeah, I would take that bet. I think we get above 250 or at least around there. I think so. I think we see something on the lines of like an 18, 19, 20x. I do. Do I think that we stop here at $1.65? I wouldn't bet that we stop there. I would not take that bet, but I would not bet against it. I definitely would not bet against it, right? So, yeah, various possibilities, various outcomes. We'll see. We'll have a better understanding of where we're going to go depending on how we interact with the fibs here. If we're very methodical every step of the way, we're finding resistance at all these key points, being stair-stepping, we probably will stop right at the 1272, probably. If we're explosive, man, we tear through the golden ratio, we've come back to find support on it, and then we rip, well, we might be going all the way up here. You know what I mean? We'll see how it interacts. But we haven't really gotten the breakaway move yet. We're going to. We're loading, okay? We're buffering, and we're about to exact our revenge on all the bears, and there's going to be some massive growth to be had. I don't know if I have anything else that I want to say. Cookie looks like it's in a good position to buy right now. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Don't be surprised. We're not out of the woods yet. Don't be surprised if the price goes lower. It could go lower, right? The 4-hour RSI, if we're being honest, kind of looks bearish. It kind of does. The daily RSI looks bullish, but let's see how the day ends. I'll make a video once the day ends, probably like an hour or two after the day ends. We got 9 hours left. If we can close here, or ideally higher, man, if we could bullish engulf the bearish engulfing candle, that'd be really ideal. But if we could just not close today red, I think that's a good goal. And ideally, by not closing red, I don't mean neutral, right? We're at about a 5% gain right now. Let's keep that 5% or more. Let's try and strive for that, okay? Today, if we can do that, then I'm very convinced that we're not going to go lower. But if we can't, if we close today red, it's very possible that we return back to 11 cents or even just below there. We could go back to 10 cents. It's fine. Cookie DAO, if it goes from here 13 cents to 10 cents, is fine. It's fine. It's a low market cap coin. Volatility happens with these things. It's fine. You're at a point of prior support, prior resistance. You could find resistance here, go back to a prior area of resistance to find support. You're fine, okay? From a low to a high, right there is your 0.5. A lot of cryptos like their 0.5s. Okay, that's an area that we find support and resistance from all the time. Maybe you go to your 382 right there at 11 cents, but I'm not calling for that now. I'm just saying if it happens, don't fret. Everything that we've talked about to the upside is still game. It is still activated. We are still waiting on that to happen. I've got nothing else to say for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. What I can say before we end the video is as you're moving down, volume is decaying. It's non-existent. But then you move up once and you get a lot of volume, more volume than anything else that you saw throughout this whole downtrend. So who's in charge? We'll see. My money's on the bulls. All right, take it easy. Bye-bye.